In this video, I'm going to talk to you about using mineral washes. So what these are minerals such as iron, cobalt, chrome, nickel, and a variety of other things. We also use some commercial stains, and we mix that with Gerstley borate, which is a flux that makes those materials melt during firing. And then we mix water with it. You're going to get this material as a fairly thick mixture. When you want to actually use it, you do need to thin it down to about the consistency of, say, whole milk. You don't want it to be as thick as pancake batter, because if it's that thick, it's not going to apply very well. And it's also going to be more difficult for mixing glazes, because we will actually mix glazes from these as well. Washes can be applied in pretty much most of the same ways that slip is. However, it works really good when applied with a brush. It's great for working with on textures. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this thinned down solution and brush it over the entire surface. In this particular image, I'm just using a test tile. I'm going to focus it on the texture, and I'm just going to do one coat start. I might do a second coat once that has dried, just to thicken it up a little bit, especially with how sort of deep the texture is. And then it does need to sort of sit and dry just a minute or so. And then take a sponge, and you can wipe away the surface layer of this. And you are going to need to clean your sponge a lot to do this method. You can leave it on there entirely, it's just going to be a large brown surface. But by wiping away this, what you're actually going to get is you're going to get a darker color in the texture itself, while still having a stain over the top surface. You will never be able to completely remove that staining from the top surface. So if you're going to use a wash, keep that in mind. No amount of scrubbing with a sponge, no matter how many times you clean it up, will clean that entirely. You can also just use the washes to draw and paint. Sorry, I kind of went off screen there. As long as you use it at the same consistency, it should be pretty consistent in terms of the surface that you are left with. You can use different washes together. You can paint down one color and then paint another color around it. Without any real problems, and then you just clear coat it with glaze, and that is completely fine. And then for this last one, you can use washes almost like watercolors. Now keep in mind, if you mix the colors, standard color theory still doesn't work. The thinner you make the wash, the lighter the color is going to be. And you can thin it down on the surface. You can wipe some of it away as needed, and you can blend. So you can see the difference between the two, the difference in thin down surfaces. You have to be patient with it. You may have to wipe some of it away, and you may have to try. I recommend testing things out on another surface or a test tile first, before investing in a finished piece. That said, for sculptural works, you can actually leave the wash without glaze. For anything functional, you do need to put a clear glaze over the top of it. And that is something to keep in mind as you're choosing what washes to use, as the glaze will affect the wash and can change the color quite significantly.